gonna be. Oh, there he is. What's up, guy? Can you hear me? Yep. What's up? What's up, everybody watching? It's your girl BMF Goddess. I'm here today. I'm going to interview pro wrestler Carlos Torres.
What up?
What's up, Tina?
What up?
If you have any questions that you want to ask Mr. Torres, please do so below. Any comments, we'll be checking them throughout the show. And thank you for everyone who joined us. What's up, Carlos? How you doing today?
Tired. Long ass.
I know you just came out of work.
Yo.
Thanks for making time for us.
Since COVID went away, well, not gone away. Since COVID's like been, the law's been like a little more bended. They've been throwing hours like crazy. Everybody's like grateful, but at the same time, it's like, all right, now we got to readjust to like not being able to do much. It's like,
right. I was just gonna ask you, how did COVID affect wrestling for you last year?
Yeah. But yeah, since COVID like chilled, like we got like more hours, but the shows are coming back too, so that's my favorite part. And like my job's cool because like on the weekends I don't have to go to work, so I don't worry about like not making shows. But training, like you gotta go to training, and that's like I can barely make like twice a week. I'm struggling like to do that now. I'm like once a week, but I figure like, hey, one day's better than no days, you know.
Hell yeah. It's tough, I know. How was it last year during COVID, like for wrestling for you?
A lot of private tapings, which was awkward because it's like you watch it on AEW and it was like, oh, that's cool. And then you see it on WWE, that's cool. But it's like no disrespect to anywhere I've gone. It's like this, it's not the same setting, it's not the same feeling. It was very awkward. I liked it because I was like able to see friends that like I haven't seen for like a year prior to it. But I figured like it work, it was some ring time. Oh man, it sucked. It was when I found out how much ring rust I had. Everybody found out. Everybody was like, oh my god, there's a ring, let's go bump. 2 bumps into it. Fuck, I can't do it no more.
For those who don't know, ring rust is obvious, you know, pretty much when you're rusty, when you know. Yeah. When it's been, after it's been a while, then you gotta get back into it.
Yo, just getting there, but it's fun.
So I'm gonna start off with, where are you from?
I'm from Mass. Like I'm
Massachusetts.
40 minutes from Boston, around that area.
Born and raised?
No, I was born in Puerto Rico and raised like 3 years in Florida, 2 in New York, and then the rest has been up here in Mass.
Oh really? You used to live in New York for how long?
My mom told me we were there for like 4 years, and that's like probably when my memories like kicked in because I remember stuff there. But
you haven't come back to visit?
I've been there. Like I had a friend who used to DJ. We used to go there, and then there was like those bookings that like were near New York and New Jersey. Went to those a couple times, but I never really got to like go and see all the scenery. It's not like when like you go somewhere like in Japan and they're like, oh, we're going to take you around and show you everything. It's very nice. No, like, it's different, you know? I went over there and it's like, I wanted to go here, but I can't. I wanted to go there, but I can't. It's like, damn, I'm in the middle of like where there's so much stuff that in history with music, wrestling, Boston, you got like more than just wrestling stuff up there. You got baseball history, like, but then start to go look at it, you know what I mean? Especially when you're not from the area.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah.
I would like to stand by the Statue of Liberty at one point, but I mean that shit don't really.
We're definitely a great place to visit.
Yeah, I heard.
Live, I don't know, not so much anymore.
Yeah?
No, my ultimate goal was to get out of here. But all right. So take us to the beginning. How did you first get into wrestling as far as being a fan? Who were your early inspirations?
In 92, I was sitting on my porch playing with these little toy cars. I didn't even have any wrestling dolls yet. I had a Hogan, and I didn't know what the hell Hogan was. It was just like this stiff little rubber dude like this. And then all of a sudden, I had a Hogan stuffed animal, like the one that had the belt type of thing. Like And I started beating the shit out of that, not knowing that it was like, you know, for wrestling. I'm sitting out on the porch, and this kid's like, "Oh, you want to go watch the Heartbreak Hotel segment?" And I was like, "What the fuck is the Heartbreak Hotel segment?" And I was watching it, like Shawn Michaels with Diesel, and I was like, "Yo, what is this?" And I was like, "Yo, this is cool." And then all of a sudden, Diesel's like beating the shit out of Razor, and I'm like, "Damn!" I'm like, "What is this?" Also, I'm over Monday, and I'm like begging my mother so much, "Can I stay up late?" Curfew was at 8. Raw was at fucking 9. So it was like that. I need to watch it because, like, I'm going to go to class and hear how Mr. Hughes kicked the 1-2-3 kid's ass and Doink got beat and by Bob Backlund and shit like that. Like, it was cool, but, like, when you got to see it and you heard that Raw theme and shit, that's when I got hooked. I was like, yo, these motherfuckers are better than Ninja Turtles. So I started watching it, like I got addicted. Then all of a sudden, people were fucking moving out of the projects, and I don't want to sound disgusting, but like I was a kid, I didn't give a shit. My mind didn't go through like as much as I thought about it as now. But like we used to body slam each other on them fucking bed infested fucking mattresses. There was this tall guy named Rudy. He used to give everybody power bombs on this bitch. Yo, like everybody, like he was like the Randy the Ram dude from the fucking wrestler. But he wasn't a wrestler. He was just like this old dude that just like to throw fucking little kids in the air and shit onto like fucking abandoned mattresses. Yeah. And then I was like 13, and this kid comes up to me. And his name was Patrick Mello, and he used to wrestle. His name was Pat Masters. He was like, "Oh, you got this like the Giant shirt on." I was like, "Yeah, I like wrestling." He's like, "Oh, come over here to this place on Saturday." I go to this place, and it's a backyard, and they got a fucking ring, and I just literally like, I was like, "Welcome home, motherfucker. This is what we're gonna do from now on," you know. And this dude, Mike Edwards, who actually wrestled Papa Shango on a Monday Night Raw episode, he was one of the jobbers back in like '94. Yeah. He had a match with Papa Shango, and everybody's like, "That guy right there, he's the shit. He's gonna show you what to do and this and that." And he introduced me to this kid named Nicholas Amaro, who's Anthony Stone. And I met Anthony Stone in like 2002, 2003, and he showed me like the shit you can have fun with it. You know what I mean? And then like 2 years later, I got told, go to this place called Yankee Pro Wrestling, get your training, like, you know, really get in there. And I went there for like a year. I had my first match with this guy named Pat Gunner, like a live match, like in front of a real show. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Like it's different from a backyard and like a event.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
So, yeah. No disrespect to the people like back in the backyard days, in case anybody's watching them. But
anyway.
Yeah, like I got told, come.
You don't actually go to a prestigious promoter or to a mainstream and like, hey, I used to backyard. They don't want to hear that anyway.
No, back then did not. Until they started doing this, like until the internet started flooding with all this like backyard stuff, like secret backyard companies in California, down in like Wisconsin, over in Florida, all over the world. Then all of a sudden, like people was like, all right, we should just train these. I noticed there was a pattern. People like we should like CM Punk used to like I heard hate that shit. You know what I mean? But then I heard after a while, like people like CM Punk, Colt Cabana was training people who came out of your backyards and now I live in the WWE and shit. You know what I mean? So it's like it's pretty cool. Like you can go from a yard to like a big stage. And
yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't have a backyard either. It's just something that wrestlers don't talk about. Like, hey, I'm proud of this because it's supposed to be something we don't do.
Yeah,
but, a lot of great wrestlers have started that way.
Yeah, but I look at it like I'm Latino and we proud people, so we don't decline anything. We tell people like we come from here, no matter who hears it, don't like it or likes it, we let it know. And that's how I am. Like I come from a backyard and I stepped into like the professional levels. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna deny where I came from. You know what I'm saying? Like sign me a check for like $1 million. I'm not gonna change who I am once I cash that money in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in to sell my soul to the devil or anybody. I'm saved Christian. I'm a happy Christian. I don't do drugs after shows. I don't get hammered. I actually want to go home right after the show. That's it. Just say bye to everybody and get this whole fucking ordeal of pain that I'm about to like deal with for a day or two out of the way. Because like having and going to work the next day, that shit sucks. Especially when you're lifting heavy stuff every day. And it's like, shit, dude, I shouldn't even took that bump or I shouldn't even done that move. But at the same time, you remember the reaction. You're like, fuck it, it was worth it. So I'm going to go play it back like 20 times when I go home and shit.
I hello to everybody who's just joining us. Thanks for being here. For those of you on Carlos's side, I'm the BMF goddess. I'm interviewing him today on his life and career as far as pro wrestling. If you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them there. He'll answer them right now live. All right, Carlos. So, how did you break into the business? And how old were you when you did that?
I did that same shit that Joey Janela did. I lied. I said I was 2 years older than what I was, just to get into the ring crew. You know what I mean? Like, in my mind, I was like, I'm not going to be able to put up a ring at 14 or they're going to show me anything. But I already been doing it in the yard, so it's like, it wasn't like anything I didn't know. But like you said, back then it was like against the law or rule to like be from your backyard, you know. So I just lied. And then I did the whole forge my mother's signature. I got my ass whooped when I got hurt, and then she found out that she couldn't do anything about it. And then I had the promoter got mad, and I was 18, and he was like, yeah, come on, you know, you're legal now. And at 18, it's when I figured,
Master, I have mail for you.
Like, because they let me in on more stuff. Like, in here, you want to do this. In the ring, you want to do that. Outside of the ring, kayfabe this, kayfabe that. You know?
So you literally broke into the business?
By lying.
Yeah. The passion was real.
Yeah, keeping it real. Like, I lied my ass through, like, a lot of shit. Like, they make it now. I just lied my ass through. I was there, nigga. Like, fuck that shit. I was like, if I heard they weren't asking for IDs and shit, I was like, yeah, I'm the age that you think I am. Like, fuck yeah. Like, right now, I'm 35. People like, what? You're 35? You don't look it? I'm like, hell yeah, I do. But they don't think it. So I'm like, yo, you know, since I was young.
You don't actually. I thought you were like 25.
Yeah, see, there we go then. Which is cool, because, like, you want to look young to keep working. Unless you're, like, fucking Jim Cornette and you know what I mean? Like people who are legendaries and shit. Like, if you get older, the less people want to work with you. But if you can look younger, no matter how old you are, you might have a possibility of, like, getting more work still, you know?
Right.
I'll keep it a buck. I'm not trying to make it to the WWE, but I'm trying to, like, make this a big part of my life where, like, it saved me. It gave me something to do. I vent through it. I probably would have been in jail a very long fucking time without it. I got brothers up and down that I can count on and, like, call last second just to, like, see how they're doing. I made way more friends the past 2 years, more than I had when I first started, because, like, I came back after I took, like, my sister was murdered and I took, like, a 10-year break. Straight out, took 10 years off. My mind was not ready. Then my cousin ended up dying the same way. Sorry. My cousin died the same way. But what was so ironic was, like, he died, and then the last thing I remember him telling me is when we went to a Top Row promotion show, we're watching, like, Brandon Webb versus Chris Dickinson. They were having a good fucking match. And I mean, like, everybody was on their feet. Me and my cousin were on our feet. We were, like, enjoying it. And he looks at me and he's like, get the fuck back in that thing. And I was like, all right. Thinking, like, nah, I really don't even do it. I was like, all right, but just smiling, like, because I knew he was enjoying the moment. Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, yo, I know how he's feeling. Like, I'm just going to nod, like, you know what I mean? In my mind, I was like, hell no, I'm not coming back. Like, I can't do it. Like, I still can't do it. He fucking got hit, like, 2 weeks later, and then all of a sudden, like, a month later, I was back at training. Because I was like, yo, I'm going to do what he wanted. The last thing he asked me to do was that. So I stopped because my sister was murdered. Then I went back because my cousin was murdered. And it was like, I don't know, poetic justice or some shit, if you want to call it. But I like to do it both in the audience now. Even at the empty arenas, in my mind, I was like, they're chilling somewhere, you know? They're here watching and shit.
Are you from a tough neighborhood?
I wouldn't call it really tough. It's just a city. If you really want to waste your life being outside in the streets, just like any other street, you're going to pay that price. And with my sister, it was her ex-boyfriend's the one who took her life away. So that was just from, that was just fucked up. Fortunate. Yeah. My cousin, he was into that Latino lifestyle, Latin lifestyle. I always used to tell him, please don't do it. Like, not like this, but I was, like, very more aggressive about it and more like don't do it, you know? And you can never stop somebody from doing what they want to do. Just like my mom couldn't stop me from going into the ring.
Absolutely. I have a brother who is active, and we don't speak.
Yeah, it's scary because the last thing you want to do is...
You just gotta pray for them and hope that they end up okay.
But I wouldn't call these streets tough because I know a lot more tougher ones. Like, hey, I went to Philadelphia and I was watching everybody and I was like, you could just sense like, yo, this place will straight murder the people from where I'm from. But over here where I'm from, it's more like a bunch of pretenders just trying to be somebody they're not, getting fucking killed because of that shit. So I'd rather just stay my ass in the house, go to work, do a show, come home, play with the kids when they come over. That's it.
What is your ultimate goal for wrestling? What do you want to be remembered for, or,
Honestly, I want to be remembered as that like, I like to be that guy who's got spare tape, spare elbow pad, spare knee pad, can give you a, like some guys actually come up to me like, what you think about this, what you think about that, should I wear this, should I wear that? And I get like a good feeling out of it, because I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? If you're asking for my opinion, this is what it is, but you don't gotta do it. You know what I mean? I like to like leave that type of like impression on people. I love that whole shake everybody's hands policy before you walk in the building, shake everybody's hand before you leave, you know what I mean? Like, it's a code of type of honor thing. Speaking of code of honor, like, that's where my goal would be, like, to at least get a tryout of Ring of Honor, but, like, there's so many fucking names trying at the same time with such a small crack at that window open for them to get it through. It's like, damn, But if I don't make it up there, as long as I can like leave like an impression where people are like, yo, he was a good guy and we had good matches and shit, then hey, I had fun with it, I'll hang my boots and just be happy with that.
So you think in the future you might be into managing or training other people?
I would love to do that whole... You know what was cool is I noticed a lot of the legends where they do this documentaries. Oh, no, this guy's in the back, and none of this guy's in the back. And I was like, that sounds like a good spot after you're done with the ring to be in the back. And, like, a part of, like, the booking committee or the storyline committee or whoever. That sounds like fun. Because it's like you're playing with a baby. Not playing with a baby, but, like, you're creating your own type of babies and watch it grow and see if, like, a superstar can take that character and make it this big. And know that, like, you're the person behind the first, right, like, this character is based on this character does that, So it would definitely be, like, if I was somewhere, I would want to work in the back. I don't even give a damn if it was DJing the things and shit. Like, I just, like, I would, like, want to be a part of it. But that's about it.
Right. So, what do you think separates you from other wrestlers?
Oh, that's a hard one. You know what it is that in this business, a lot of the things that people see are recycled. It's really everything that you see, even the fucking Canadian Destroyer. That's just a move that's like been used for so many years. But like, I feel like for you to look different, it's the way you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you put your own little twist to it and shit. But like, what I kind of do is I think it's comedy, using comedy. I like to talk a lot. I'm a heel. Jesus Christ, like, I have the ring announcer introduce me as a deadbeat baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just try to make myself different. Even the theme song relates to, like, what character I'm coming out to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it says I'm a deadbeat. I don't pay for child support, but my theme is like a Akon being at the stripper club throwing money and making it rain and shit. You know what I'm saying? So you hear the lyrics and you see this deadbeat dude and he's in Puerto Rican gear. It's like, I like to play with the racism out there that people have, and they think that there's a lot of Latinos and black guys that don't care about their fathers. They assume that deadbeats are like the Latinos and the black males, which I think is messed up, because even if it wasn't Latinos and just the black guys, I think nobody should really try to be like labeling who doesn't care for their kids. A guy who don't care for his kid is a bum, not just a fucking race, you know what I mean? So they told me, like, be different. And I was like, all right, I'll be different. Tell everybody that I don't pay my damn child support. Tell everybody I'm a deadbeat. So we tried it, and the fucking reaction, like, it was just there. Like, the crowd was laughing. And then, like, the guys in the back, like, yo, did you just... And I was like, you damn right I did. I said I don't pay for child support. Kiss my ass. But in reality, I do. Like, I pay it. So it's funny because, like, I'm claiming I don't do the things I do, And people are like, yo, you piece of shit. You making kids and you ain't taking care of it. And I'm like, nope, I got 4 and I don't give a damn about one of them. You know what I mean? And they that's cheap heat. Now I go fucking punch this kid just a punch. And they're gonna react like I stabbed him in the eye with a fucking fork. As long as he sells that shit like a motherfucker, we don't gotta do a lot. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's how like doing little really gets you to like do a lot. Like less is way more. And also, I'll pick the dude up, we'll work some shit, and then all of a sudden you'll see him punch me, and that first punch back, you'll hear the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened, a good father figure is beating the shit out of a deadbeat. No matter what the character of the other father guy is. As long as it's a male on male, looks like a good dad, but fighting a bad dad. You know what I'm saying?
So you're a heel.
Yeah, and I actually got the idea, not that Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio were claiming they weren't paying child support, but when they were fighting about Dominic, that's when I started thinking about a character who'd be like a deadbeat dad and like only wants his kid around because he's famous or some shit. You know what I mean? But like, I can't really involve my kids because I only have a baby boy right now, so I really can't involve my kid. But like, I was like, all right, I'm gonna be a deadbeat. When we started doing shows again, I was like, I'm gonna be a deadbeat. Fuck this shit. And then I was like, yo, tell people that fucking DSS and everybody's looking for me and shit, dude. Like, we're talking like, you know what I mean? Like, make the character look real as possible.
That's original.
Yeah. But I would think that's the one thing that just, that's different about me and like a couple of guys. Everybody does a lot of the same thing. I don't blame them because some people just have a look for that character, so they go with it, which I think is a good idea. Like, if you look like a task man, why not be IRS? If you look like a fucking bum, why not be the Brooklyn Brawler? You know what I mean? Like I think that characters should look like their names. If you have a name that sounds like an animal, look like that damn animal, like Prince Puma. When Ricochet was doing that character, he had the tights, he had the mask, he looked like the character. You know what I mean? Rey Mysterio had all the question marks on his tights, even on the leather pants and stuff like that. You know, there was always like a question mark on Rey. Like, I like when a character sticks out and you don't have to do a lot. Damian Dragon was a dude from New York that I fucking met in PWF Northeast one time, and he told me, if you got a gimmick, you got more of a chance than the guy next to you trying to get booked who doesn't have a gimmick. And that always stood in my mind since like 2004 when I met him and I heard him. He was standing next to Becky Bayless. She came by to do a show with Jimmy Jacob and they wrestled each other. I said, yo, great match, guys. And Damian Dragon, I asked him, like, yo, you know, can I get some advice? Like, I'm trying to, like, be different. And that's when he told me, you need a gimmick. When you have a gimmick, you are different. And I was like, all right. And he's like, if you find somebody who has a gimmick like yours, then you might have found your tag partner. Don't get mad. And I remember him saying that, and I was like, okay, that stood in my mind more because I was like, there is a lot of similarity of characters out in locker rooms. And I was like, why don't they team up? You know, imagine how good of a team they would be because they already got similar, like, mindset and, like, on a character. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, Money Incorporated, Ted DiBiase was the rich guy and IRS was the fucking task man. Perfect. Mega Powers, Hogan and Warrior. Hogan and Savage. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was nuts. But nowadays, everybody's just on ice and they're like, I'm ready to train. And, you know, and then 2 weeks later, the book is their book. That's their friend who's the booker, and then people get hurt. I hate that shit.
What's the wrestling scene like in Massachusetts?
It's good. There's a lot of guys that Christian Casanova, for example, he was just on TV the other day. He had a match with Adam Cole. I remember talking to Christian, and I remember like getting vibes like, yo, he's gonna go somewhere, and boom. People like JT Dunn, he's a good worker. He used to be in Providence as like this skinny dude. Now he's like killing it all over like the United States. People like him, I don't know, like, it's crazy when you meet someone and you watch them and you're like, yo, you know they're going somewhere, and then they're there. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm the type of dude where I love to see my people win. I love it. I love it because it's like, yo, you're out of here. You're nowhere near here. You're in a better place. You're doing better things.
It's a good trait to have.
Yeah, and it's like you're doing like, you know what I mean? You're doing something good with yourself, you know? I can't stand a hater.
I always say to people, you support other people, you're not taking anything away from yourself or anything. You're bringing yourself good karma.
Exactly.
Not hating and supporting others. Like, people are so selfish.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of haters, too. They're always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Just like use them for fuel.
Something right.
Exactly.
All right. So, I'm going to give you the floor. What is the message that you want to convey to the audience about Carlos?
What is what?
What is the message that you want to convey to the audience about Carlos Torres?
Alright, real quick. If you're from wrestling, keep it real with me. Don't fucking shake my hand if you got a problem with me. Bring it to my fucking attention. There's locker rooms where don't have to have a fight, but if you want to go down, there's parking lots across the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a little bitch. I like to make this clear because I knew I was just like, you was going to ask me a question like that, and I've been having certain problems, certain workers lately, but like, don't come at me like I'm a pussy. I'm not a little kid no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we got an issue, yo, tap me on the shoulder. Tell me, I don't want to shake your hand because we got a problem. Word, let me put my gear back down. Let me tell the promoter I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a fucking cigarette. We either going to talk and fight, or we're going to talk and square this shit off and just, that's big dead it. You know what I'm saying? Like, fan-wise, like, I love this shit out of people that actually do like my stuff, and I appreciate everybody who does fucking hit me up. I have people who, I don't call them randoms, but because I don't know them, I call them fans. You know what I'm saying? I love the shit out of those people. Like, thank you guys for everybody who's always like emailing me, hey, welcome back and this and that, good match. I was like getting so many emails when I had a match with this kid Jamie Tucker on Saturday, and people liked that match, you know what I mean? And I was telling Jamie, like, dude, like, we had a good one. Even he said he liked it, you know, the promoter liked it. I talked to the promoter, he was like, that was one of my favorite 3 matches. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I like to leave those impressions. I don't like to be fucking considered as like a liar or two-faced. I just hate those type of people. Like, I'm the type of guy, like, if you bring something up, let's talk about this shit. Don't tell me, no, don't tell me that it's a no. If you're going to be scared that you're going to think I'm going to tell somebody, don't fucking tell me. Don't fucking tell me. Just keep it to yourself, bro. Because I'm that 35-year-old dude who's, like, in a locker room trying to fucking live a normal life, and don't make me seem like a weird old dude, bro, because you're still playing that fucking, that she said shit. You know what I mean? Like, and for my family, who I know one of them is watching, I just want you guys to be fucking proud of me. Like, we had, like, my family's had rough past couple of years. My nephews look up to me. They always tell me that they want to get in the ring when they get older. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, as much as I love hearing that, I'm in my mind, like, I'm not going to let them do it. Because I already know what it's like. And there's a lot of good, but there's a lot. And I mean, shitload more fucking bad than there is in the business. And dreams get fucking crushed, and you gotta be careful. You gotta be on top of your toes. Like, I remember hearing one time on a VH1 episode of the Backstreet Boys that they said it, and I had once got a vibe from somebody where what these guys said made sense to me in my mind, where AJ was like, oh, we're doing a show, and one of the Temptation guys told us, be careful with your management and your business, because while you're on the show on stage, your business could be leaving out the back door. You know what I'm saying? Like, that also stood in my mind, too. Like, you could shake someone's hand, but feel that vibe and look at that eyes, that, you know what I mean, at their eyes when you shake their hand, because if they don't match, you might be shaking fucking dirty motherfucker's hand, and you might not get paid what he told you. You might not work the talent that he tells you you're going to work, and you might get hurt working the talent that he puts you against, because you're probably going to get lied about how many years that guy has been in the business. But you got to be on top of your fucking shit. Do your research. Do your research. YouTube is your research, motherfuckers. If you got a worker you never worked, look his that shit up. If you can't go to the building that guy watch his shit on YouTube. Majority of, like, 90% of workers are on YouTube now. You know what I mean? Watch how they move. So when you go all the way the fuck over there, this 5 4 hour of a ride, you have an idea of what that guy likes to do and shit. You know? And if you can't do it, you already know you're going to tell him, I can't do this, but I could work around it. What can you do then? Boom. Your match should not suck, you know what I mean? Like, it should tell a story. That's another thing I love, matches that tell stories. Like, oh, it's always a big guy, small guy. Yes, it's always a big guy, small guy, but it can be told differently. Like, can somebody just be fucking innovative and tell me a different story? I could watch 7 big guy, small guy, big guy, small guy matches, and I'm sure with the right guys, they'll all tell me a different story. And enjoy that shit, you know what I mean? But.
Okay. I feel all of that. You don't hear a lot of people be straight up about that stuff, so. You know.
What was that?
Want to share your YouTube?
Oh, my YouTube? Yeah, it's Real Carlos V.
Real Carlos V, guys. Hit them up. Subscribe. And we having more content.
Yeah, I'm gonna have more stuff up in a couple of weeks because there's actually like 3-4 shows coming up in June, in the middle, and then to the end of July and August. I have a TV taping. If anybody got Roku, if you got Roku, look up Nova Pro Wrestling. I already have like 4 up. They have 5 episodes with me at Nova Pro on Roku. If you have Roku, it's like right there. I'm pretty sure I got told you just go to the sports section and it's there. They have about 5 episodes. I'm actually the first match of the first episode, and I think I was the last match of the 5th episode. So I'm like on all of those. You can watch those.
Awesome.
Yeah, they got a bunch of good guys there too. They got Pumpalicious, that's a fucking hilarious tag team. They got the Brand, which I love those guys. Like the Brand, Chaz and Big Little Daddy Bravo. Jamie Tucker's one of their crew members too. That's how I met him. He was a stable member. That's how I met him. And they got a bunch of guys there. They got David Mercury, who's like from Florida, but he's fucking talented. I saw him the other day. When I went, I was like, hey, I'm Carlos, and he was like, David Mercury, and I asked one of the guys, I was like, where's he from? And they're like, he flew up from Florida to do a taping. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. And they're like, yeah, he loved it. And I was like, I respect the shit out of him right away, because, like, I drove 2 hours with a friend. He flew, like, 4 hours alone. You know what I mean? Got a rental, showed up, had his match, and then dude must have been, like, the coolest dude on earth because it was like chilling with Bob fucking Marley. And I'm not talking about just because of the weed. I'm talking about like his vibe, his view in life, like his perspectives and shit were like so cool. Because I was like, this is awesome. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it makes me wonder how many more guys in Florida are like this. Because if that's how it is, I want to go to Florida and work them guys. Because it sounds like you can't have a bad match with them and shit. You know what I mean? Just like the California dudes, like in Pro Gorilla. Oh shit! I wish I was booked over there just to like be around those guys. I've watched them since like 2004, and that's a company right there where I thought they were gonna put Vince away. I thought they were gonna become big, and then you know what I mean. They were gonna be like Ring of Honor and shit. I don't know what happened with them, but like that used to be my favorite indie promotion to watch. Then they had Jersey All Pro. God rest in peace, Fat Frank, because I heard the promoter passed away a couple years ago. Not that I've met him before or anything, just like. I heard he was the shit. I heard he was cool. And Jersey All Pro was a fucking sick company. So, I mean, and then you got Evolve. I love Evolve. Evolve's cool. I like how they have. I love how they have Brian Pillman's son over there. That's crazy. Yeah. Did you see him?
Yeah.
He looked just like fucking Brian. Like, obviously that's his son, but I mean, like, yo, it's like a spitting image. Yes. I was like, yo. Did you remember? Oh my God! This is how I love fucking wrestling because it makes me like.
And he tries to uphold his style. So.
Yeah, but that's where wrestling gets me bipolar because like his dad was that guy where like Billy Gunn and Bart Gunn was not in the WWE no more. Yeah, he was showing fucking Stone Cold the fucking smoking guns when he tried to break in and shit. Like that promo. Remember that promo where he broke in and Austin was getting shot at and Raw was gone. I was like, holy shit. That's when I was like, I want to be on WWE. I want to get a gun and I want to shoot at somebody. You know what I mean? But like, I love that shit. Back then, like, that screw job from the Survivor Series. I remember being with my cousin Rudy and looking at Rudy like, what the fuck just happened? And then, like, I remember Rudy telling me, like, because Rudy was already working for Yankee Pro as a ring crew guy, and he was like, certain things go down and certain shit like that happens. Monday Night Raw, you got Vince, Brett, Screw, fucking Brett, Sean's fucking me. Like, sad, because I was a big Bret Hart fan. Like, I didn't know who my father was, and at one point, I wish Brett was my father. Dead ass. I was that kid who, like, didn't have a dad, but, like, would watch Raw and say either Undertaker or Brett would have been a perfect fucking father. Because, like, I felt like Undertaker was, like, that character that he was dark, he was cold, but I felt like I had that building in me because I was growing up without this asshole around. And then you had Brett, who was loving and was caring, and I was like, I feel like I had some of that in me where I knew, like, I'm a loving and caring person, like, I would, like, want to be like Brett. I had a pink fucking tank top as a kid, and I swear, I kid you not, with a pen, drew the fucking heart with the wings on the side. I slicked my hair back and shit, and I had, like, these as close as I can get looking like Bret Hart's shade and shit on. Yo, I marked the fuck out to Brett when I was a kid. I marked out to Razor too. Because I was Latino, so I used to be, hey, yo, Chico, just to like fucking have fun at school. like with the kids, and they used to laugh and shit. You know what I mean? Like I used to do impersonations when I was a kid a lot in school. Like, I knew I was going to do something like this, you know what I mean? I was going to go somewhere and become a character. It'd be in Hollywood or wrestling or whatever. I was like, I'm going to be a character somewhere. I was like, there's no way in my life I'm not going to perform and not feel like a performer when I know I have a performer type of, like, soul inside of my body that wants to come out, you know what I mean? I don't honestly like being a baby, to be honest with you. I know you didn't ask that, but I'm just letting people know. Especially if anybody's like looking at me and it's like, oh, maybe we can book them. I'd rather be a heel because like I like to bring my character to life. What fucking good guy pays? You know what I mean? What good guy is a deadbeat father? It wouldn't make sense. And just for some reason, I feel bad when guys are babies and they're like getting the crowd, try to get hyped and they don't get no reaction. And then you got a heel who does this to the audience and all of a sudden there's a reaction. You know what I mean? It's just awkward, but like it happens, you know. Oh, and can I give a shout out to certain promotions?
Huh?
Can I give a shout out or recommend people to like see certain promotions?
Of course.
Check out Proven Ground. Anybody here watching, check out Proven Ground. That is like the independent fucking Ring of Honor. I don't know if people understand what I mean by that, but it's the Ring of Honor and there's other promotions. I'll give you the vibe like this Ring of Honor. Proven Ground's one of them. Check out, they're not working right now, but they're going to be back, RWA. In RICW, their Rhode Island promotion. Yeah, check those guys out. Check out Chaotic Wrestling. These are the New England companies I know. If you're looking to watch some good wrestling, you gotta watch them. There's a Reunion Pro Wrestling company. They're coming back too. Keep an eye out for those guys because I just worked for them on Saturday.
Make sure you inbox those too.
Okay, and also there's another company. Oh, Top Rope Promotions. They're good. You guys want to watch guys from the former WWE work guys are at their level right now? You want to watch Top Rope. There's people that, like, they just lost their trainer, who was one of my trainers, because I had 4 trainers at the beginning. His name was Nick Steele. And he was one of, like, the coolest dudes ever, but he's passed away, and now they got titles with, like, his, like a picture of him on the plaque to, like, show, you know, respect towards him. So they're going through some stuff, but they had a couple shows already, and the other show they just had was a banger. It was fucking packed. It was fucking good. First to the last match, good. No disappointments, no nothing. Worth the fucking $20 at the door if you're around the area and you want to watch. I know they're charged about $20, but I'm telling you, you're getting your money's worth. Top Rope, Chaotic, and all the companies I said, like, they give you your bang for your buck, you know what I mean? If you're a fan and you want to watch live, take a trip to Rhode Island or New England, you're going to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard that I heard people drive far away just to see that Tournament of Death thingy. That shit I don't even like. I hate the idea of thinking like there's one of those shows going on and like people like Masada or Havoc might have passed away because of the stuff they do and shit. Like, I only met Masada one time and I talked to him online a couple times and he was such a cool dude. You know what I mean? And then it's like you watch him doing the Tournament of Death and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy might die. You know what I mean? Like, Danny Demento, I used to see him in PWF, and then I saw him do a Tournament of Death, and he had, like, a cut from, like, one shoulder blade down to, like, the other side of his spine. And I was like, damn. And he was standing there, like, and I was like, this motherfucker crazy. But I don't like that kind of stuff. I like regular wrestling. Like Jim Cornette said, I heard Jim Cornette say one time, you gotta be a sick bastard to think that it's cool to watch people get dropped on taxes and shit. You know what I mean? And then it's like, not that I call him a hypocrite, it's like, yeah, it's different, but he's like, he'll say that, but he forgets Mick Foley did that shit for years. And he's a legend, you know what I mean? It's just some people like me, I don't like that kind of
wrestling. Just on the Broken Skull, it was a really, really good episode.
Yeah, ranking his painful, you know,
moments. With Steve Austin, you know, Steve Austin, Broken Skull Sessions.
I can't believe
had one on Sunday.
I can't believe he said that the spear to the table with the burning table with Edge did not hurt, because the way it looked, that shit looked like it hurt. And he was like,
I think that Mick Foley's level of pain is definitely different from the rest of us.
You see the show where they're looking for like old materials like gear and hats and merchandise that they used to have, like the wrestlers like props. That show, I like that. That one was pretty cool.
So they have a whole show now that it's called WWE Treasures or some shit.
Yeah.
Where they look all over the world for like memorabilia. Real memorabilia that fans have.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool show. I like that one.
Well, Carlos, I want to thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
And sharing your story.
Thank you.
I am going to post this to YouTube tomorrow, guys. So already know, BMF Goddess on YouTube. Subscribe and hit up your boy Carlos on YouTube as well. The real Carlos B. Okay?
Thank you.
So thanks for tuning in. Carlos, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And everybody have a good night. May the force be with you.
Satisfy my rhyme tones.